All right, it's September 18th, 9:30. This is the weekly business meeting for the Mobile Makerspace. We'll start off with our weekly agenda, the Hive Delta Bike Project update. Um, I invited Sarah. I don't think she's gonna be able to make it. Everything I've heard so far is that uh, Delta Bike Project, I guess, is going to take over that other space from everything that I've heard, but I have not heard that actually from Jeff's mouth. So um, that's the probably the most important person to hear that from, I guess. But I know that we had
Yes,
talked
sir.
about. Oh, hey, there she is. Think your mic is muted.
Might be on purpose.
I think I can.
There we go. Now I
Yep,
can.
you're working.
It was saying it didn't like my microphone.
Uh, How's everything? We were actually just getting ready to start with the Hive and Delta Bike project update in terms of kind of what's going on there. Have you talked to Jeff at all?
Um, I told Jeff what all we said at the reunion meeting, but I haven't had the chance to sit down and chat with him. I know that he wants to sit down and meet with y'all, although like I told him that y'all were hoping to meet with him on Saturday
I got
afternoon.
an email from him, and he wants to meet with us Sunday night at 5 o'clock.
Sunday night at 6 o'clock,
5 o'clock
5 o'clock at the space.
at the space. That'll be right
Okay.
after he closes up what he does over there.
Okay. All right. I can be there. I'll put that on my agenda.
All right, I cannot be there, and I told him that, but I said that everybody else probably will be able to be there.
Yeah, I can't be there on Sunday, so and I know that the room reunion folks, like everybody else, they're meeting actually at that time, like elsewhere to talk about some other stuff. I don't even know. Um, but
Well,
I
I
think.
think
Go
I
ahead.
think if we're gonna go ahead and meet, I would like. I mean, I think all the parties should have somebody there. So, um, I think it would be a good idea if you're not able to make it Sunday. Can somebody send me Jeff's emails address so that I can? And then Sarah, if you'll send me your.
Yeah.
I think I actually have it now that I've invited you to this meeting.
Not way too many email accounts for my own good. Yeah. Yeah. And,
I just texted it to the group chat.
oh, Jeff is just jeffdequatro@gmail.com.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna shoot you and Jeff an email and see when you'll be available.
Okay.
Say that as a um, draft for now. I'll shoot you an email and then we'll work on getting a time set up that all three of us can and whoever else is wants to come as well. I'll publish whenever we come up with a time so that we can all sit down and discuss that so we can actually put that to bed and figure out what we need to do. Um, One thing I guess from our side that we need to discuss then is our actual membership rates and because we for the most part all of us have been at sort of the founder level I don't know if that's sort of the level that some of the people that might come over from the rumor union over to our side would be wanting to sustain, or if we need to. I mean, at some point we do need to come up with a tiered levels as far as uh, what access you're going to get and all that kind of stuff. So I think that would probably be something we should discuss at one of our maybe business meetings at the space when we all can get together and discuss that. Unless anybody has as far as wanting to do that tonight.
I don't think we could do that until after we've talked with Jeff.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best
That's a
thing as
good
well.
idea. Yeah, we don't know how much we're going to need to pay more or figure out what we're going to need.
Yeah.
I can tell you that I've got budgeted to continue paying the $50 a month, and to continue to donate when I can and when I get some extra. Which, by the way, I do have some extra right now. I got about $150 I can put in.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
Mhm.
I would make sure, anything above and beyond the membership, I guess, if you want to get the tax write-off stuff for it, I would.
Yeah, I don't. This particular one, I'm probably not too worried about the tax write-off, and if we need to put it in the bank to use for certain things, that's okay. Otherwise, I can just go and purchase some equipment or whatever we need.
Okay. I guess that is kind of a nice segue into Brian, if you want to give us kind of an update on finances and how everything's going as far as all that goes.
Sure. No change in the last week. We still have $497.64 in the bank. After our projected check for rent, we will have $147.64 left in the bank.
Okay. And do we know how many people have actually paid for this month?
For this month, the only one I see right off is, I think, Josh, but that may have been for the previous month.
Okay. All right, so just everybody remember, we've got the rest of this week, all of next week, and then the 30th is coming up next Tuesday. So we need to make sure, I need to as well, but we all need to make sure we go ahead and make our membership payments, just as a reminder.
Yeah, I think most of them come in towards the roughly the 25th.
Right. I just want to, make sure everybody's aware and remembers.
Yeah.
As far as the internet goes, I think also that's going to kind of depend on our discussion with Jeff. Dana had found where we could basically get, I think, AT&T in there for around $15 a month.
Yeah, that offer's already expired.
Oh, well, we move incredibly fast here.
What's the offer now? Do we know?
It's after, I think, 60 or 90 days, you get a $100 Visa check card or something like that.
It's
the relatively same deal. It's 40. I mean, you're talking like 45, 55 a month.
Yeah. So I mean, that's a much better. I think it's gonna be a better deal than Comcast. And also, I hate Comcast, so.
Mm-hmm.
that should work out a little bit better. And their service tends to be. I mean, I've got AT&T here in Midtown, and the service has been really reliable and all that. So once we get all that stuff situated with Jeff, we'll look at getting internet brought into the building and getting that all taken care of. I do have a spare wireless in router here.
I think with AT&T you probably get a router.
Well, they'll do a modem at 75 and then the wireless gateway at 100. So,
Right.
we can just do the modem at 75 and
Okay.
provide our own
Even
wireless.
better.
Right. Plus, their stuff is so janky to try and set up and do any kind of like port forwarding, or if we want to do anything special with it, it gets really not fun. Their interface sucks. As far as the room goes, I think right now, I mean, the benches are complete in terms of the surfaces. We need to get the shelves done. Do we have plywood to get the shelves done as of now, or no?
Were we going to use plywood?
Well, I mean, I figured we would use the 2x4s to do the edges and then put plywood on top of that, unless you guys want to just do 2x4s all the way across. I mean, all that does, I mean, it makes the shelves a little bit heavier, but I mean, there's no reason. We have plenty of 2x4s still in my garage, so I mean, we got more than enough to do all the shelves in 2x4s if we want to do it just 2x4 straight across. It's kind of up to what everybody wants to do. I didn't know if we had any enough scrap plywood left over to do the shelves or not, or if we have any.
We do have some pieces left over, but I don't know if they match up to the lengths that we need and whatnot.
Okay.
The 2x4s will likely bend if you put a good enough load on it, but we probably won't.
The plywood's not going to be any better.
No, plywood would be worse.
Yeah, I mean the longest. I mean, I won't imagine. I mean, anything with any kind of substantial weight's going to go. I mean, I would say, regardless of how strong those shelves are, anything with any kind of substantial weight should probably go on the bottom shelves anyway, just for safety reasons. But for the most part, I think we're just talking about storage bins and some probably pretty small equipment. So I wouldn't think that anything too large should go up there.
All right, anybody available Saturday morning? Maybe go down and work on that?
Well, we're doing the Raspberry Pi workshop Saturday
Well,
morning.
that is Saturday morning.
Yeah, I mean that's going to be at 10 o'clock from 10 to noon, and I've got some other stuff going on that day, so I don't. I mean, there's not going to. I'm going to be getting down there fairly early, probably around 8 o'clock, just to turn on the AC and get the fans kicking, and then I'm probably going to head back home, get some stuff done, prepare, make sure I've got all my stuff, and then head back down there towards probably around 9:30.
Are you planning to do that in our room or in the bigger room?
A lot of that's going to kind of depend. I think we're probably going to do it in the bigger room just because if we're trying to do sort of like a presentation style deal, then that's going to be a little bit more difficult to do in the room. And we've only got how many do we have, Dano?
It was 3.
3. So I mean, we probably could do it in the room if we really wanted to.
And it's really, I think it's just a family, so they'll probably just have a single unit anyways.
Okay. Well, then we probably will end up doing it in the room then, just to kind of make it more comfortable for everybody, I think, and actually trying to use the space, our room a little bit after all the work we put into it.
I probably want to come down, but I didn't want to take up a paying slot.
You've already paid. You've already paid, Josh.
I know that, but if you have 10 slots, I don't want to be the 10th person.
No, I think we've got 3 for right now, so I think you'll be more than fine being down there.
Yeah.
I've got some people interested, but I don't know if they'll be able to make this particular one, but they'll make some in the future.
Well, and I think that we'll probably make a couple of tweaks to this one after we do it, but this will be a good workshop to do. It's something that's fairly simple. It's mostly instruction, kind of walking somebody through the steps of getting the image loaded and configuring their controller, do maybe some video settings and that kind of stuff. So this will be a good workshop to do kind of on a regular basis because it's not too labor intensive, and it'll be a good way to get people sort of involved in the space, just like the Arduino workshop. So. hopefully it'll be repeatable.
Yeah.
People have heard of Raspberry too.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, the upcoming, speaking of that, upcoming events, we've got October Art Walk. Does anybody have any ideas? Do we want to just do open for projects? Some people had mentioned maybe trying to do some Halloween themed stuff, some silly string and fire shooting pumpkins, or I don't know if people want to do try and do some costumes with some integrated LED. Or something like that.
Yeah, I like that Halloween theme stuff.
No, I mean, is anybody else have anything? I'm probably gonna probably bring down just change the color scheme on those some of those Gemma earrings that I've got to like the orange, like orange and yellow and white, like candy corn or something like that. And I might be able to come up with some other stuff. Is everybody else good with that? Do we want to? I mean,
Is there anything else that we should be doing instead? Working towards something, or
for Art Walk, you mean?
yeah. And if we're gonna work on classes, then things that
well, yeah,
we need
okay,
to steer towards.
That is actually a pretty good point as well. I think the Dana, I don't know if you plan on doing. I know your 3D printing class was really popular. I think it would probably be a good idea for us to go ahead and set up some dates, maybe in October, to do the 3D printing, another Raspberry Pi, and probably another Arduino workshop, and then have samples up at Art Walk, so that when people come in and look and sort of take a look, it's not just projects that we're working on, but actual you're going to come in, learn how to use at least learn how to use the 3D printer. You're going to come in, you can learn how to build a RetroPie. We can have a RetroPie for people to play with as they kind of come walking through. If you want to learn how to build it, we're going to do it on such and such weekend in October, and try and build interest that way, because we do get a lot of through foot traffic. That would be a pretty good idea to try and leverage the sort of the workshops that we're already doing.
Were you guys? Oh, sorry. Were you guys willing to sort of take over sponsorship of the origami workshops? Is that a thing that I can keep doing? Give you the money.
Yeah. What all goes into the origami workshop in terms of is it just the purchasing the supplies and stuff?
I mean, I have a bunch of paper and copies of patterns and stuff that are paid for. I mean, they got paid for the first two workshops, and then proceeds from the last two workshops have just gone to the rumor union. $5 per person.
You don't want to continue to do the workshop, or you wanted to?
No, I want to keep doing.
Oh, okay. No, that would be fantastic. I think that would be a great idea. If you want to keep doing the workshops and stuff like that, you're more than welcome to do them under our banner.
Is there anything you need from us?
Okay. I mean, do I need to be a Makerspace member formally in order to keep doing it under your banner? What I mean, if I'm putting all the proceeds from the origami workshops, are you expecting $50 a month from me, or and I mean, I know that's something that you guys said you need to talk about.
Sure. I mean, I know up front that there's we definitely don't want to limit the ability to host a workshop to necessarily being a member. But yeah, I think we can probably. I mean, we would have to discuss that, but I think we can probably work something out if the proceeds, for the workshop and stuff like that are going towards, our stuff. We can definitely try and figure something out.
Hmm. We'd also talked about possibly having instructors that pay for classes, bring in money for classes to help go towards their membership. At one point we did anyways.
Right.
I think at this time, at anything that brings people in and it's like mutually benefits the space and learning and the activities.
Right.
We need to encourage that and
Absolutely.
promote it as much as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
I mean, I know it's a very different sort of making than your other workshops, so that's kind of a good thing, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I've watched Maker Camp when they do their stuff. I mean, they've got a whole class on making paper airplanes where they teach kids on how to make really, really nice paper airplanes. And
That'd be a workshop.
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen some really, really cool stuff that's everything from sculpting to, I mean, so, making is not limited, most certainly not limited to electronics and the stuff that we tend to be focused on. And actually, with, having some stuff that's outside of that realm is going to draw a much, larger crowd, a more diverse crowd of people in the first place. So,
yeah, I'd love to do some craft stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know Brad was interested in continuing to do the screen printing stuff. So,
as far as is he teaching people how to do screen printing?
Well, we have that big weird 4-color screen printing thing, and
Sure.
he was just trying to get it up and running. And there's a bunch of screen printing stuff up there, and we haven't really had a workshop or anything like that yet. But I mean, Brad, I guess, sort of envisions people being able to come in and like have a screen printing workshop, or like people to come in and make T-shirts for their company or whatever. I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah, and I'd like to see that. I had talked to him and Lillian about it. That hey, look, if one of you guys will put it on, I will definitely pay for a class on it, and I'm sure that I could try to convince others.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
So I mean, I would love to see it happen.
Okay.
Of course we have retro game night on 10/20. So we'll be doing that again. And then we've got. I was going to ask you, Rick. How's the Raspberry Pi presentation piece coming?
Oh, my part of it?
Yeah.
It's good. I'm just going to put it into a presentation. I was going to ask you, what kind of presentation software are you using?
I think just using the Google Slide stuff, or if you want to put it in a PowerPoint presentation, I've got PowerPoint on my laptop.
Okay, I'll just go ahead and put it in the Google Plus, and then we can just merge it.
Okay. I'm going to be posting up my instructions right after this meeting for if anybody that's got a Raspberry Pi, if it wants to kind of walk through it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to print up a bunch of copies at work tomorrow before I leave to hand out, and then so we'll have some paper copies, and then I guess we can also then have a link on the event after the fact to those instructions. But it's basically a fairly loose set of instructions on the bare minimum to get playing NES and Sega Genesis games and that kind of stuff. And then maybe we'll do some more advanced stuff eventually to try and get some SCUM and MAME and some of those other engines working.
Okay, did you do all your compiling?
I'm not doing compiling. I'm actually running straight from the pre-compiled image that's available on PetRock's website. So it's all. I mean, I've run through it. I've actually wiped my Pi about 3 or 4 times and run through the instruction set, and I think it's pretty pretty good. I mean, it's fairly simple, and as long as they've got the SNES controller and all that stuff, it runs through copying it. Any kind of screen issues, I had some overscaling issues.
Is that name working?
MAME is not working, but I think that's going to be sort of outside the. I mean, you know, we're going to get people to where they can load up ROMs and play, you know, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, that kind of stuff, and then, you know, we may do like another workshop where we, you know, if they want to bring them back in, and we'll do some MAME and all that kind of stuff. But that's going to take, you know, a lot longer to do all that kind of stuff, I think.
Okay, yeah, that's the only thing I haven't been able to get working with the straight without the compiling. But I think Dana did.
I redid the one that I had working was compiled, and I ran through it bare bones last night, and it looked like whatever the latest version used MAME for all.
Yeah.
And as
So
long
it
as
didn't
you,
update?
yeah, there's been updates since I've done it.
Okay, I might run the update again.
And
What does it
I-
actually show up as on the
it's
emulator
MAME.
screen?
MAME.
Oh,
If you put the ROMs in under ROMs MAME, because there's some other ones too. There's like retro or something else,
Yeah.
or there's a
I've
couple
heard
different
of
ones. But the key problem that I had that I didn't understand was the version of the ROM set has to match the one for the MAME emulator.
Gotcha.
And that I may have had it may have been okay from the very start. That may have been like the problem, and I just, you know, ran around the block a couple times before I figured it out. Because
Right.
it has to be the 0.37B5 or some goofy
Yeah,
thing.
I can't get I've got it up right now. I can't get Pac-Man to show up on there, and the Nintendo version of Pac-Man is terrible.
The Atari 2600 version is even worse.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I'd say it is.
Yeah, we were playing it the other night.
Oh, really? All right. Well, I think that's, as far as everything goes, that's it for me. Like I said, I'm going to get those instructions up there if you guys want to take a look at them, and then try and run through them a couple times, see if I missed anything. But other than that, Josh, how are you in the meeting twice?
It's from two devices. The mic on my laptop is working right,
Oh, I gotcha.
and my phone battery is about to die.
Okay.
I'm wondering at what point we're going to be ready to start bringing stuff into the space.
What were you thinking about bringing down there?
Well, I'm thinking the CNC machines, the 3D printer, some computers, stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, I think you know, any kind of tools or anything like that. You're gonna we need to discuss a lot of that, because, you know, what we don't want it to become is a dumping ground for stuff, which obviously 3D printer and tools and stuff like that's not that, but we do need to come up with some ground rules as far as what we are going to allow in the space, because we don't want it to end up becoming a dumping ground for projects. We do need to come up with you know, sort of what we want to do in terms of tool storage and some private storage and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, if you want to bring, is this the Makerspace's 3D printer, or is this your 3D printer?
I don't have a 3D printer, but I'm thinking of the CNC machine that's over at Rick's house.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, we can start bringing some of that stuff. You know, if is the CNC machine working?
Well, that's why I want to bring it down there.
Yeah. I was just curious.
So we got two different ones though. We have the Shapeoko, and that definitely
Yeah.
needs to get in there, and that needs to
Yeah.
get completed. And then we have the one that Josh has that
Only thing I'll say about this, Josh, is if like the Shapeoko, like stuff that's working, we want to have that on the bench and usable by people. Stuff that is going to be a project that you're going to work on does need to have a space off the bench where you're going to store those materials and you know, as you work on it and that kind of stuff. What I don't want to end up having is just a bunch of unfinished projects taking up the entire bench. And I just want everybody to sort of be upfront about that in terms of, you know, so we don't have any issues later. But I've got no problem with starting to bring stuff down to the space. But if it is going to be something that has a lot of parts and all that kind of stuff, please bring like either a Tupperware or a shoebox or something to keep all that stuff in, so that we don't just have loose, you know, motors and all that kind of stuff, you know, hanging out all over the place.
Yeah, it needs to be organized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, yeah, absolutely, man.
With the equipment, I started pulling together some lists, like the Makerspace tool list. And we need to go ahead and get this some idea of what kind of tools to start off with, and so that we can have this basic set, and we're not all bringing in a bunch of metric wrenches, so we don't have 6 sets of metric wrenches, and then call it done, and we don't have any screwdrivers. And I've had requests too from, and that's something that we can put out is to have a campaign to equip the space, so that we can reach out to area businesses and other things that, hey, look, here's the things that we're looking for. The Mobile Alliance, the Peebles, when I spoke with him, he asked about that. You know, you guys have a wish list. There are certainly people that would be love to be able to get rid of things that they aren't using, you know, as long as they meet this list.
Sure, absolutely. I think, you know, if anybody's got a spare laser cutter sitting around, they should definitely head it our way. That's probably not going to happen. But yeah, no, I think that would be good. Is that list public up on the under the Makerspace, or?
No, not yet. I'd been calling around. I found a couple different sources, like from Make Magazine, and then from our fiscal sponsor as well, things of list of equipment. But it's just something probably we need to sit down as a group and, you know, go through and just make sure that, do we agree on this? Is that cool with everybody? Yeah, then you know, I can start a campaign about gathering those kind of things.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great. I'd also like to I would like to do a Fix-It clinic night. I'm thinking on Tuesdays, but there would be specific rules that you would have to take your stuff back with you and stuff like that. But
okay, yeah. Does the Delta Bike Project do something on Tuesday nights?
Yes, they do.
But
Yeah.
They'd be at the front and we'd be at the back.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think there's a conflict there.
No,
Okay.
no, they're definitely not like in our room or anything. So there's always.
All right. Yeah, absolutely, man.
If you work up what help you need as far as, like, you know, promotion or any things that you need help with, just reach out so we can get it kicked off.
All right, cool.
One thing I kind of, my wife started, you know, saying basically that, you know, a lot of this stuff, you know, on Facebook and Google Plus, we've been posting it to our groups and stuff like that, but I don't know if everybody is actually going in and resharing that out back to everybody else. You know, I know that I hadn't until this past past Arduino and Raspberry Pi workshops. I just never even thought about it. You know, I figured it was up on the group page, but a lot of people don't necessarily see the group page. So if you guys think about it, go ahead and go to our Facebook pages and our Google Plus pages and reshare those events to make sure that as many people as possible see those things, so that we can, you know, try and maybe drum up maybe somebody that isn't on a mailing list, or we tend to all be friends with people who have at least a passing interest in a lot of this kind of stuff. So any kind of events you see published up on our webpage or Facebook or anything like that, feel free to go ahead and reshare that out to any of your people on social media.
Agreed.
I posted a document here. We were just talking about tools we might need.
Yeah.
I just remembered I created a document, I don't know, probably over a year ago, and at the bottom of it has got a categorized list of all the, well, it starts with ideas of what I originally wanted to, a big wish list for the whole thing when we get started. At the bottom of it was all the tools that would be needed to do it.
Okay, excellent.
So that's a good list to get started on.
Cool. Is it obvious where it's at?
Yeah, I think I got it open here. It starts off with workshop subject ideas, and then it goes into category ideas, and then below that is tool ideas.
Where is the document?
I just gave a link to it on the group chat.
Oh, I don't see any of that kind of stuff.
You know,
I don't see it either.
Is it under the Google Drive? Is what I'm asking.
it's on the Google. Yeah, it's on the shared drive. It's under ideas, and
Okay.
it's called Makerspace Subject Ideas.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I wrote it almost a year ago.
All right. Excellent. Does anybody else have anything? That's it for our meeting agenda. Does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns?
I do want to bring up one thing. I'd like to have all of our officers meet with the guy at the director of the Mobile Library sometime, like on a Monday or Tuesday evening, so we can talk about how we can work with each other, do maker fairs, and do some workshops at the library where they have lots more space and lots more resources.
Excuse me, is that going to be like a Google Hangout, or are you talking about doing like a face-to-face?
No, like doing a real workshop.
No. Well, I mean.
Oh, you're talking about a meeting? I'm talking about a face-to-face meeting with them. Yes.
Okay.
Are you talking about Mr. Kinney?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
Okay.
That was a yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Scott Kinney. I've already met with him.
All right. Yeah, you said, when did you say?
When I met with him, it was on a Monday afternoon. I think it was at 5:30 when I met with him. So around that time on a Monday or a Tuesday, whenever we could be available to meet with him.
Okay. Yeah, I think I can probably swing like a Monday or a Tuesday after work. I mean, I don't get back into Mobile till usually between 5:45 and 6 o'clock each day. I don't know what time the library closes or whatever. Will we be meeting at the library?
Yeah, we'll probably meet at the library so he can show us around and we get to see, all the stuff that he has available.
Sure. Yeah, I can meet on just let me know whether you need it on Monday or Tuesday, and I can meet after work.
Okay. Anyone else be available? Dana?
I can do Tuesdays.
Tuesdays? Be better? Okay.
Yeah.
Tuesdays will probably be best for me as well.
Okay, that'll work for me.
That's for me too, and I could come.
What
I've
about
met
you,
Mr. Kinney before. Huh?
Ryan?
Yeah, Tuesdays would be good for me.
Okay, great. All right, I'll try to set it up for a Tuesday night, see when he's available.
Okay. All right. Does anybody else have anything?
Nope.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, guys, and thanks for putting up with me this Thursday evening. And I guess I will see you guys, some of you guys, on Saturday morning, and the rest of you I'll see you next Thursday.
Also, don't forget Sunday night.
Sunday. What's going on Sunday night?
You're meeting with Jeff?
Yes. No.
Yeah,
I'm
I can't
gonna.
make this
I'm,
Sunday
yeah,
night.
she.
We'll have to
Yes.
figure out a mutually good time.
Yes. Yeah. I'm gonna send Sarah and Jeff an email, and then whatever time that they're both able to meet, I will send out to all of you guys. So if anybody else wants to meet us down there, but no, we're gonna find a time that's a little bit better for
Okay.
everybody.
Yeah, I will not be able to be there on a Sunday night.
Right.
Sunday afternoon maybe, but no.
I like my Sunday nights.
Hmm.
By the way, Saturday morning is kickoff for Jubilee Best. So if you don't have anything going on, otherwise, come out to Davidson and check out the game.
You trying to scuttle my workshop, Brian?
Cause
Just trying to spread word.
Why don't you bring everybody over there to my workshop?
There's gonna be a lot of people there.
Do you want that many kids there?
You're gonna regret that decision.
if they all pay $10, they can pile in the doors.
well,
All right.
if we had this at the library, we could probably fit them. They have a room there that holds about 200 people.
Oh, nice.
We fill up the Davidson gym.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, well,
More teams this
that's
year.
not all
Hey, Brian.
yeah, that's not all the robotics competitors though.
Hey, Brian. Picture it didn't happen.
Hey, I've seen it there. There's thousands of people.
All right, guys. Well, I'll let everybody go if nobody else has anything, and I'll see you guys this Saturday.
All right, man.
All right.
All right.